Poland is sending Blanka to Eurovision 2023 in Liverpool with her song Solo, but will she be getting FOMO with the final? Let's review Eurovision. So she was a pretty controversial pick. A lot of deliberation, a lot of controversy surrounding the Polish national selection this year. There were allegations of corruption, and then she couldn't sing, and then the fan favourite came second. She was booed when she was announced as the winner, but somehow Blanka will anyway be going to Liverpool with the Polish Eurovision ticket. Her song is Solo. Let's have a little listen. A little bit of Blanka's song. Emily, are you going solo with this one, or are you on board with it?
I am most definitely not on board with it. Apologies, you're going to have to mind the slightly wobbly camera as this is my phone and I'm holding it. It's really bad. It's weird because the actual studio version, I mean, it's not a good song to begin with, but the studio version is kind of listenable, and it's kind of reggae ish, but it's like once you hear it live, it's like one of those you can't unhear it. Once you know it's that bad, it can be that bad. It's like, oh, there's no coming back from this. But like, I feel so sorry for kind of Polish Eurovision fans that this is their entry, because I feel sorry for Blanka because she just can't sing live, and I have no idea why on earth this got picked. And it's so kind of generic and basic, and it's really bad. I'm not a fan at all.
Yeah, I mean, it is a strange one. I'm not entirely across the other songs that were in the national final. I didn't watch it. It does seem quite bizarre that this was picked as the best one. Though I struggle to see any scenario where this is the best song in any field, let alone a relatively small national final. You're right, she does struggle to sing it live. The studio version, in all honesty, I'm not that against. There are other songs this year that as soon as they come on my Spotify playlist, I'll skip them immediately, and this one I do usually keep on. I don't mind it. It's not the worst song in the world. It is painfully generic, and it's there's no actual character or personality or soul about it. It's literally just attractive woman sings song. That's, I mean, she doesn't bring anything.
Sing song badly though.
Yeah, I mean, true.
There are many attractive women who can sing a song.
That is very true. We look at,
but she does it quite badly.
Queen Chanel last year, but that's the thing. It's just there's no quite a Blanka stamp or something. There's nothing quite that pins this to her, if that makes sense. Obviously, the live vocals are a problem, quite a big problem. The question is, now that we're allowed live backing vocals at the Eurovision performance, how well they're going to be able to mask that. They have a bit of potential to actually do something to cover up just how dodgy the live vocal is, because it's really not very good. But I think generally the problem is, this feels like it's been done by AI. They've sort of told the AI, this is the type of song that we want, this is the genre, and this is what it sort of shat out. She almost as well has been made by AI. You know, she's no matter how you look at it, she's a very beautiful woman, but they've sort of forgotten how to give her a good singing voice. She's the perfect looking pop star, but she's not quite got all the ingredients to make it a good package.
Yeah, there's kind of no personality in the song or in the performance, which does give it that very kind of like AI feel.
Very much so. And maybe because there's a lot on TikTok and Twitter and everything of her saying like baby and saying it right quite strangely. But maybe she'll be this year's sort of Natalia Gordienko, where it's suddenly going to take off because of just how car crash it is, and she's actually going to do okay with it. Who knows? In any case, she's performing in the second semi-final. You can see the running order on your screens now. What do we think of her are her chances of making it out of that semi-final, and what do we score out of 10, Emily?
I mean, I struggle to see a scenario where it does make it out of the second semi-final, even though that semi-final is the kind of weaker of the two. And I think they're probably also not going to try and get it out of the semi-final. The fact that they've kind of picked her to begin with makes me think that they're probably not actually going to put any effort into kind of the performance and the staging. So for me, I can't see it going through, and it really doesn't deserve to. For me, it's a 2.5 out of 10. It's really bad. It's really, really bad.
That's probably, is that your lowest this year? That feels quite low.
Yeah, I think it is.
Well,
yeah. Sorry, Blanka.
Sorry, I think she's probably not going to watch this, frankly. I don't think she's taken many reviews and criticisms on board. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to give it a bit nicer to it. I'm going to give it a 5, purely because the studio version, don't pull that face. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I think the studio version is passable. The live version is a problem, obviously. But as I say, when it comes on my playlist, generally I don't skip it and I'll listen to it through. So it's not like a criminally offensively bad generic song like Ireland. It's actually, there's a tiny little bit of enjoyment in there, basically. Will she qualify? Maybe. I think if this had been a normal year where we'd had jury and televote, this would have really struggled, because the juries are going to well, if she makes it through to the final, the juries will crucify her. Like, she will, pins in hands. She'll probably die on stage because the juries will kill her. But I can see the fact that it's got 5, 6, 7 million streams on Spotify. Obviously, quite a few of those may be Polish Eurovision fans. I don't quite know the demographics. But it clearly is, people do like listening to it. So maybe it will get just enough televote support to squeak it into the final. But I think if it does make it to the final, it's not going to do anything particularly special. It's not exactly going to be Mikael Schbach, even though actually I prefer this to.
Oh my God.
That was bad. Come on. Don't even try it.
Oh. It was iconic.
Iconically bad.
Wrong. Yeah. Well, we shall see. We shall see what they come up with, whether they can transform it. I don't feel like they can. But that's it from this episode. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.